Good morning, first period. We are going to quickly go over our notes for blood and blood typing today. If you are not in my first period forensics class, this is not for you. You did this yesterday. Please go ahead and move on to your worksheet. My first period students are the ones that need to view this video and complete their notes. So today we're going to be talking about blood and the characteristics of blood. Now, blood itself is a circulating tissue, and this circulating tissue moves around the body. It's made up of two different parts, the blood cells and then a liquid called plasma. And serology is the examination and analysis of body fluids like blood. If you are a serologist, it means that you maybe work in a lab and you do blood typing, or perhaps you analyze blood for toxins, poisons, chemicals, drugs. You could also examine other bodily fluids such as urine. Right. So blood is a circulating tissue consisting of three types of cells. And serology is the examination of body fluids. There are two main parts of blood. There is the plasma, which is the fluid or the liquid portion of the blood, and it makes up about 55% of your overall blood volume. And then there are the cells, and the cells make up about 45% of your overall blood volume. There are three types of cells in the blood. There are red blood cells, which are responsible for oxygen distribution. They're the ones that carry oxygen to all the cells in your body. There are white blood cells, which are responsible for cleaning the system of foreign invaders. White blood cells chase down bacteria and foreign cells and other stuff that doesn't belong in the blood, and then they destroy them. And then lastly, there are platelets, and platelets are little cells that are responsible for blood clotting. These are the guys that stack up together against a wound and will eventually stop the bleeding. So just a review of some of our terms. We already know antigen. Antigen is the protein that's on the surface of a blood cell that gives blood its blood type. A new term is antibody here, and you're not filling in anything on your paper for this, but an antibody is a substance in the blood that marks other substances as invaders. Your white blood cells, your body will produce antibodies against a certain invader, and then these antibodies will roam around your blood looking for the certain invader that they're coded for. Once they find it, they'll attach themselves to the invader and they'll mark the invader for destruction. Then your white blood cells, they're kind of always roaming around in your blood searching out their targets. Once they come across these antibodies that are attached onto a foreign invader, they go, oh hey, I'm supposed to destroy that guy because all the antibodies are attacking it. We know Rh factors. Rh factors are other proteins on the surface of our cells that can cause us to be a positive or a negative blood type. And then another term, new term, is agglutination. Agglutination is when blood cells clump together. And this is usually caused whenever you have two different types of blood mixing. So back to where we're supposed to be filling in our notes. Blood type is caused by the presence of these antigens or proteins and the Rh factors on the surface of our red blood cells. These antigens and Rh factors produce antibodies in the blood. Remember, antibodies are those things that mark out foreign invaders or invading cells. Examples of these invading cells that get marked are bacteria. And these antigens and Rh factors are searching out or producing antibodies that search out things that do not have the matching antigen for the body. So for instance, if you have type A blood, your body is going to make antibodies that destroy type B cells. And so these antibodies are going to seek out anything that does not have the type A antigen or has something different. And it causes these white blood cells to then destroy these invaders. If a cell has the wrong antigen or Rh factor, then the cell is going to mark it by the antibodies, and then the invader is going to be destroyed by the white blood cells. Remember, on our blood cells, there are two types of antigens. There's antigen A and there's antigen B. If a person has the Rh factor protein on their red blood cells, then that means that they are going to be positive. They can be A positive or they can be B positive. And if they do not have the Rh factor on the surface of their cells, then we say they are negative, like they're AB negative or they're O negative. The combination or lack of antigens is what gives somebody their blood type. So, for instance, we know that type A blood has the A antigen. If it has the A antigen, you see here on this picture, the A antigen is represented by these little circles. If it has the A antigen but does not have the Rh, which is indicated by little squares, then we say that that is A negative. And if a person has the Rh factor in addition to the A antigen, then we say that that person is A positive. The same is true for B. If a person has blood type B, it means that they have B antigens on the surface of their cell. B antigens are represented here by the little triangles. It's B negative if they have the B antigen but no Rh factor. And if it has the Rh antigens as well as the B, then we call that B positive. Type AB blood has both A and B antigens on the surface of the cell. And so you can see here that we have the circles and the triangles for the A and the B antigen. It's AB negative if it does not have the Rh factor, and it is AB positive if it also has the Rh factor. Blood type O has no A or B antigens on the surface. And if it also does not have the Rh factor, it's O negative. If it does have only the Rh factor, then that is O positive. So you can see here that an O negative blood will not have any of these antigens, and an O positive blood will have the Rh antigen. Now, this is where we get to blood transfusions. Agglutination is what happens when blood cells that have different antigens mix. It's a clumping together of those blood cells. And it's important to make sure that you get the right type of blood, because otherwise you're going to end up having your blood cells clump together. And the reason this happens is because blood that is type A has the A antigen on the surface of the cell. And because it likes the A antigen, it has the A antigen, it produces anti-B antibodies. This means that it produces antibodies that attack anything that has the type B antigen on it. And this is what causes type A blood to agglutinate or to clump if you accidentally mix it with type B. This clumping inside of your body can cause blood clots to form, and blood clots can be dangerous if they travel to key areas of your body. For instance, if a blood clot is traveling along in your arteries and it travels up to your heart, then you could end up having a heart attack. If it travels to your brain, you could have a stroke. And if it travels to your lungs, it can damage your lungs, and that's what we call a pulmonary embolism. And those can be very dangerous as well. Type B blood has the B antigen, and so it does not like A antigens, so it produces antibodies that go after the A antigen on invading cells, and we call these the anti-A antibodies. They're against the A type. Type AB blood has both antigens on the surface of the cell, so it does not produce antibodies against A or B. And that means that you can add, if you have type AB blood, you can receive type A blood. You could also receive type B blood, as well as type A and B, or type AB and type O. Type O has no antigens on the cells, so it produces antibodies against both A and B and will agglutinate with all other blood types except for type O. This chart here shows you all the different blood types and their antigens. So you can take a look here. The first column here shows you the blood type. So if we look at type A, we can see that type A has the A antigen and it produces antibodies for B. So it does not like the B. And because of this, if you have blood type A, you can receive blood from a type A person or you can give blood to another type A person or to a type AB person. But you can only get blood from an A person or an O person. And remember, O is called the universal donor. So any blood type here can receive type O. But unfortunately, type O can only receive blood from other type O people. If you want to look more at this chart, just go ahead and pause the video. All right, to determine somebody's blood type, we use what are called anti-serums. An anti-serum contains antibodies against a specific antigen. So there's anti-A serum, and there's anti-B serum, and there's anti-RH serum. If you have blood type A and you mix it with the anti-A serum, the anti-A serum has antibodies against A. So anti-A serum will cause type A blood to clump together or agglutinate. Type B blood has the B antigen on the surface of the cell. So if you mix it with type A anti-serum, nothing's going to happen. But if you mix type B blood with anti-B anti-serum, it's going to agglutinate. Type AB blood has both antigens A and B on the surface of the cell. And so it's going to agglutinate if you add anti-A serum because it has the A antigen, but it will also agglutinate if you add the anti-B serum because it has the B antigen. So it agglutinates with both anti-serums. And then blood type O does not have any antigens on the surface of the cell, so it's not going to clump if you give it anti-A serum or anti-B serum because there's no antigens to work against. Right. Lastly, this chart shows you how these blood types will or will not agglutinate if you mix it with anti-A or anti-B. So here we have type O blood in this first column, and you can see type O blood does not agglutinate no matter what anti-serum you mix it with. If you add anti-A, nothing happens. If you add anti-B, nothing happens. Anti-AB serum is basically just a mixture of the A and the B serums. So nothing happens if we do this, and we're not going to use a type O anti-serum. So type A, though, does agglutinate if you use type A anti-serum, but it does not agglutinate if you add anti-B serum. And type B will not agglutinate if you add A, but it will agglutinate if you add type B anti-serum. And AB is going to agglutinate in the A, and it's going to agglutinate in the B. Right? So now that you have completed your notes, go back and rewatch anything that you need. And if you have any questions or whatnot, just write them down and we can discuss tomorrow. But you're going to spend the remainder of class working on a worksheet. Whatever you don't finish is for homework, and I will be collecting it tomorrow. So I thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great day.